Hello YouTube, LPlay's back once again for some more of our craft theory adventure, and today we're going to be working on our grand tree slash tree house slash entrance to the log farm, tree farm. How I just can't get over how cool this thing looks, especially with the light. It just looks awesome. So impressed with how it turned out. It's much bigger than I was expecting as well, so it's ended up being pretty damn cool. So the first thing I think we need to do is head on down to our tree farm. Which is probably running fairly low on supplies after that. But once we get there, we just need to grab loads of leaves. I also need to have a look to see if I've got any vines, because I want to try and put vines all over the thing as well, just to make it look super cool. That's the plan anyway. So if we can get back. Man, I definitely need to replace some of this track with more powered rails, so this journey is a little bit quicker. I don't know if anybody else, I wonder if anyone else has actually noticed that there's now a gigantic tree. No one said anything that I've seen so far. We get some oak. Oh, we've got a couple of vines, that's good. We're going to need a lot of leaves, and I mean a lot of leaves. So let's put back anything we don't need. We don't need iron, we don't need minecart, we don't need stairs, we don't need raw flesh, don't need any of this. Ladders we will probably need. Anything else? A couple of these. There you go. We've got a couple of like every type of leaf now, so that should be more than enough. Have we got any vines? Any more vines laying around? No, I'm probably going to need to grow some more vines. Let's have a quick check in our little tree base, just to see what I've got laying around. It's been a while since I've been home, so let's check out the tree house anyway. I wish you could just like minecart everywhere. Since I've been like lately, I've just been going back and forth on that minecart track, and it's such a nice, easy way to travel. Here's our little humble abode. Have we got any vines? Any vines? Nada. No vines in there. Let's have a check up here. What the hell? Who gave me all these? These aren't my cookies. Who gave me loads of cookies? Very strange. Somebody has given me a load of cookies, and I'm not sure what this is for. But thank you, kind person, for delivering cookies to me. Odd. Okay, it doesn't look like we've got any more vines, so we're going to have to grow some while we're there, I think. I love this place. Look, it's such a cool little spot. And the boat's not rendering in properly. Let's take the boat over. Or do we want to ride a horse? Actually, no, we won't ride a horse. I was going to say, you guys don't want to see me just go back and forth through the tunnel all the time. And I've been doing it so much that it's like driving me crazy. I missed the boat. Oh, I'm in the boat. I'm in the boat. Ah. What the hell? Is that just not rendering in, or is that like... Holy crapper. What happened to the boat? Oh wow. It looks like the boat's gone. Have we got fire spread turned on the server? I don't know if we've got fire spread turned on, but it looks like it's been like burnt down or struck by lightning or something. Oh man, that really sucks. Wow, that's absolutely awful. I really hope that that's... Well, it definitely looks like it's been like completely destroyed, which is horrible. I didn't think we had. I don't know if we actually have fire spread on or not, but I would guess probably not, just in case, because there's a lot of stuff made out of wood. Everything I build is made out of wood, so I hope we've got fire spread turned on. I don't know. Maybe Xerxes. I don't know. Maybe he's doing something with it. Who knows? Who knows? But hopefully that's like that's not the end of the world. It looks terribly sad. Alright, let's go. Well, I can't, that's blown my mind. That's crazy. I still need to think there's our tower. We still need to do some work on the tower. We need to do a lot of work. I've built I've built 2 towers so far, with the exception of finishing off the roof on one. But I've done the second one block too high, so I just need to take the top off and adjust it. But I was like, oh, it's so hard trying to copy the towers like exactly how you done the last one. So I've kind of lost the will to live with it for a little bit. So I'm gonna have to take a break. That's why I'm doing this as like as a little break between projects before I go back and finish that off. But yeah, so the plan for today is to get the leaves done all in our beautiful tree here, or at least make a pretty good start on them. I guess like the first thing we need to do really is like get a safe way up the tree, because that's going to be kind of important, right? I'm trying to think like what's the best way to do it. I guess I could just build like a big pillar up for now. Out of, what do we want to build it out of? We've got plenty of spruce wood. That would probably be a good block to do it with. Okay, so if we build a pillar just about here, then we should be able to like jump from there onto the roof pretty easily. So let's do that. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Is that high enough? Yeah, that works. Okay, so now we're on here. So this is going to be pretty tricky, but I basically just need to start throwing down leaves everywhere, and then try and come up with like a good sort of layout for them all, I guess. So if we just get rid of everything on the bar for leaves for now, and then just start placing them. And then kind of go from there. I don't know how, like I've never done this before, so I've got no idea like how wide they need to come out and stuff. But if we just start like, I guess like just throw them down, like go crazy for a while, and then we can sort of shape it a bit more from having a look at it from down below, just to see how it's coming along. That would be my sort of gut feeling on how to do it. Well, that's how I'm going to try and do it anyway. So fingers crossed that works. Ugh. If I can pull it off as well, I totally want to have like a tree base up here that we can actually not live in, but like go inside and stuff and have a look around. Because it would be a pretty impressive view of like the whole red town. Look at this, like you can see pretty much everything, which is pretty damn cool. And this isn't even the highest bit, like this bit up here is probably the highest bit. Some very cool stuff going on down there. Cool stuff being built, baby. Right, so we'll just put a couple of leaves on there. Yeah, so we're gonna need like way more, like coming. Ah! Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was game over. All right, I'm gonna pause it while I put a load of leaves down, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look to see how we're getting on. Leaves for days, leaves for days. Okay, we're back, and I've made quite a lot of progress on the tree so far. So I've managed to get this. So this section here, I'd say, is pretty much done now. There's not really anything I want to add to this one. It looks pretty organic and pretty damn good. I've started on the next section as well. I still need to round this out a little bit more because it kind of looks a little bit square at the minute. It looks fine from here if I just go over here so you can see what I mean. Maybe I need to round out just in this little section here, actually, on that one as well. But so over here, I still need to round this edge out here a little bit more so it's more curved, and then I also need to just round out all of the bottom and fill this in a bit more so it's more of a natural sort of curve down instead of at the minute it's a bit flat here. But we need a hell of a lot of leaves, so I've actually used every single one of those stacks of leaves that I brought with me, and I've also gone back and used up every other stack of leaves that I had as well. So this is going to be a bit of a, not a long-term project, it shouldn't take too much longer now, but it's going to need a hell of a lot more leaves before I can finish it off. So I guess what we're going to do for the rest of this episode is just head on back to the tree farm, see if we can't get a few more leaves. Also, I've started putting in vines here, so these are going to grow all the way down to the floor, and that will let me harvest loads more vines, which is great, because I'm going to put a couple of vines just here and there around it. Not too much, so the ones that are there now are just sort of there so I can grow them and get loads of vines when I come back. But I will probably add a couple, like maybe one here, maybe like one or two on each of the arms, and a little bit just coming down the side or something as well, just because that's going to make it look much more like overgrown and grand, I guess. But yeah, that's coming along pretty damn nicely so far. I massively underestimated the amount of leaves that I would need. This one section here used almost every single stack of leaves that I had, and I must have had a good sort of double chest full of leaves, and they're just gone. Just like that, straight away, completely gone. But it's going to look so awesome when it's finished, so it's going to be there's no question in my mind that it's going to be worth it. I've also found out, so Xerxes' ship that we saw at the start of the episode, I think what's happened is it's been struck by lightning and burnt down, which is absolutely awful, and I would be absolutely devastated if that was my build. And I mean, it's pretty sad for everyone, because that was probably one of the coolest builds at the moment in the Red Town area. But it does sort of look like that's probably no more. Rest in peace, the Flying Duchess, which really sucks, but that's also now got me worried, because me and Xerxes are also working on the fort, which is made entirely, as you guys know, out of wood, and that's another pretty big build. So we might need to get together and have a think about how we can protect stuff like that from getting burnt down in the future, because I guess fire spread is on the server, so we just need to be very careful when we're building stuff that's high up that's made out of wood or wall or any other sort of flammable material, because if it can burn down, there's a good chance that during a storm it will, which is something we need to watch out for. So for the fort, I need to think about that. I guess I also kind of need to think about that for this giant tree as well, because this is mostly wood and leaves, which are both flammable, so I guess that could also get hit by lightning if we're not careful. Oh, there's more leaves in here, which I did not know about, which is fantastic news. So we might not have to farm straight away, which is good, because I also came back and farmed like every single one of the leaves that I could reach like easily as well. So I've gone through an unbelievable amount of leaves just doing those 2 branches so far. Yeah, that's actually given us quite a lot of leaves, so that would probably be enough for us to get going again. I'm just going to grab a couple of these as well, because I've only got the dark coloured ones at the moment. Can I, like, what can I use? Dirt will do it. Yeah, so we need to think about ways we can protect any of our builds that are wooden. That's kind of got me really worried now. So obviously most people, like, usually we sleep if we see a storm or something, but it only takes a couple of seconds for something to catch light. And obviously if it's like a whole build made out of wood, like the fort or the ship or anything else that we build on the server, it's quite easy for that to quickly spread and just destroy everything, which is absolutely awful. So yeah, that's something I need to be careful about. And like, I'd never really thought about that before, because obviously in my single player world, like, if there's ever a storm, then I just sleep straight away, and when I'm not on there, then nobody else is on there, so there's not really any risk of there being a storm. So yeah, it's just something you need to be careful about on a server. But hey ho, you live and learn. So yeah, we're gonna grab a couple of these. Yeah, that should do. We've got enough for now. So I think probably for this episode, I'll just try and do a little bit more of the touching up on that second branch. I'm not going to do any of the other parts of the tree. Come on, get to the redstone. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to do any of the other parts of the tree on camera, because you guys have seen a fair bit of me building the tree now. So the next time you guys see it after this episode should hopefully be the grand unveiling of the complete tree, fully made, and it's going to look absolutely awesome. And it's in the Red Town area, and I did say I wanted to build some stuff in the Red Town base that looks cool, so this is definitely one of those things. It's ended up being so huge. Obviously it was meant to just literally be the entrance to the tree farm, so I kind of figured I'd make like a little tree with a door in it. Little did I know that little tree with a door in it would end up being this monstrosity, but I mean, it does look super cool, so I am pretty happy with that. I mean, look at this thing. How awesome is that? And it's not even finished. Like, when it's finished and it's properly filled out and it's got vines and stuff coming down it, it's just going to look so good. So good. So I think here's probably a good spot to pillar up. I've also I don't know if I can show you guys. So if L Players Gaming fell from a high place. Is there another one that fell from a high place? I think I've done that like 4 or 5 times since I paused the recording. And that's just every time I try and build something that's high up like this, I always end up pillaring up and climbing on like bits of the log and stuff, and then I just always end up falling to my death. Every time, like without question, without fail. Every time I'm building something that's high up, I end up dying loads of times. Which is pretty funny. Luckily, my spawn is like right here, so other than my experience levels, I've not lost anything, thank God. But yeah, I guess that was probably pretty funny for the other guys on the server, just to see me, just continually see the message, L Players Gaming fell from a high place. But it's going to be worth it when they see this beauty all finished. See, when people see this, they're going to, like, straight away, they're going to understand, oh, that's why he kept falling to his death, because he was building this masterpiece. That's... Oh. So let's get a couple more leaves. So I'm just trying to fill this out just because it's kind of square at the moment, which looks a bit derpy. I mean, it looks fine, but it's like it bugs me if it doesn't look organic-ish. Obviously, everyone's going to know that it's not a real Minecraft tree just because of the size of it, but we still need to try and make it look natural. Let's just put a few here and there. Alright, let's get down a little bit. So yeah, this is pretty much what I've been doing for like the last, I don't know, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, while the recording was paused, just sort of like up and down, trying to get this exactly how I wanted it. I've done obviously that entire one, which was quite a bit bigger than this one as well, so that took a fair while. But yeah, hopefully you guys think this looks really cool and it's definitely worth the time. I'm really actually like, I completely did not intend to build it anywhere near this sort of size. I really did think it was going to be like quite a small project that maybe I'd do like 1 episode and it would be completely finished. But I'm kind of glad it has kind of turned out being this monster project. They're always the best projects anyway, like the ones that were unexpected, right? It's like nights out, you know. Is the best nights out are always the ones that aren't planned. It's the same with builds in Minecraft, right? Maybe. The unplanned things always end up being the coolest things, and you're like, oh wow, that actually turned out being really cool. Almost. There we go. So hopefully, like, the hard thing about this as well is like you can't really tell if what you're doing is working until you go down and have a look. So you can't. I'm kind of just like throwing stuff down and hoping for the best. Obviously, like I know roughly what I'm trying to do, but you can't actually see it from up here. So it's like it's not until I go down and I'm like, oh, duh, I need to do some more over there, or oh, I've done too much this side now, or whatever, you know. So that does make it a lot more difficult. I think I've done like most of the tricky bit now. So, whoa, almost fell to my death again then. So we should be all right, I think. So I'll do a couple more in here, and then we'll go down and take a look, and then I'll end the episode there, I think. Can I get in there? Oh! Whoa, that was lucky. Good job I landed on that roof, otherwise that would have been game over. It's still looking kind of square. Definitely need to round it off a little bit more. So I think it needs a couple like coming down here. I need to round, so I'm drowning. I need to round off this edge. I'm quickly going to pause it and round off that edge because it's bugging me. I don't want to end the episode without doing it, but then we'll come back and see what it looks like, and that should probably be it for today. Okay guys, I think we're pretty much there with these two, so we've still got this final one. Is there one or is there 2 more to do actually? Yeah, so we've still got 1 big one and 1 little one left to do, I think. I've managed to round it out pretty nicely. Let's have a look at it from this angle as well. Oh, that's nice. That is looking real nice. I've added a few more vines in a few other places as well. And hopefully the next time you guys see this will be when I've done some work off camera and got the whole thing completely finished. But this should give you a pretty good idea of just how cool the thing is going to look. I'm super happy about how this is turning out so far. If I can pull those other 2 branches off to look just as good, then this whole thing is going to be absolutely incredible. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this one. It's ended up being an absolutely massive build for me when it was definitely not meant to be. But hopefully, you know, you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, like I say. And as always, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay interactive, talk to me and talk to each other in the comments. And I'll see you on the next episode of Craft Theory. Take care of yourselves, and peace.